Hi guys. Let's see if it's starting. There we go. Yes. Hi guys. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining me today. Today we are going to talk about the difference between burnout and being tired, right? We're going to do a quick overview over what the differences are so that you can determine if you are burnout or if you are tired. So today is Friday. It is the first week after time change. And my friend keeps laughing, but I keep saying that after time change, y'all, it takes me a good week. And it's been this way since undergrad. It takes me a good week, no matter which way we go, forward or backwards, that one little hour. I feel so off for about a week. So this week, we're probably all tired. But some of us are dealing with burnout. And so I want to talk about what each of them are and are you dealing with them? Okay? So if you see me looking over here to the side, I got me some notes I wrote down. Um, so that I can hold on. I got me some notes over here so that I can stay on track. So I want to start by asking you a question. I want to start by asking you, have you ever felt so drained that no amount of sleep helped you? So it doesn't matter if you took an amazing nap, one of those good after church naps, or it doesn't matter if you slept for 2 hours or 3 hours or a full 8 hours. You did not wake up refreshed. You still woke up tired. If that has ever happened to you, put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if that's ever happened to you. And I need to figure out a way to put me a one because that has happened to me. So let's talk about the difference between being burnout and being tired because they are not the same. So when you're tired, that's a temporary thing, right? That comes from lack of sleep. Maybe you're only sleeping 2 to 3 hours a day if you're sleeping at all. Maybe you're in pain, and so the quality of your sleep is not what it normally is. So your sleep has interrupted. Maybe you're busy, right? We are in a season where if you have kids and they're in sports, they are doing practice and what they call it, practice and tryouts and games and competitions. And so you're on the go, go, go. And so you could be tired, right? If you overcommitted, anybody ever overcommitted to anything? Said yes when they shouldn't say yes, said no, didn't say no enough. We talked about that yesterday on the live about taking off the cape of being superwoman because it was killing us. So if you are overcommitting, then you're going to be tired. Because think about your day. You only have 24 hours. If you're sleeping 8 hours and then if you're working 8 hours, that's 16 hours. And then you got 8 more hours left. So if it's between cooking and cleaning and kids and your spouse and yourself, there's not much more you can put in there without sacrificing somewhere. The solution to being tired, if it comes from one of those things, is to rest. Just rest. You know how when you were little, your mom would be like, yeah, just go lay down and rest. And you'd be like, no, no, I don't want to rest. I don't want to rest. But we really didn't want to go to sleep. But rest is not sleep. Y'all, tonight, what I'm doing for self-care is after I do my prayer time, I am going to my room, turning my heat pad on and watching me a Christmas movie. Do not judge me. Right? And that for me is restful. That is restoring. Right? So what are you doing to rest? Are you hydrated? Hydrating with water. I know it's a red cup, but are you hydrating with water? And are you getting a good night's sleep? Uh-oh. What is your sleep routine? What is your sleep routine? Are you scrolling until you fall asleep? Are you waking up all times of the night to go to the bathroom or your sleep quality is just not good? What are you doing? How are you sleeping? Now, if you're burnout, that is a chronic A chronic state of emotional and mental and physical exhaustion. So you're tired, mind, body, and soul. Your body is tired because maybe you've been moving a lot. Your mind is tired because you've been working. If you're a helper, a nurse, a therapist, a doctor, a social worker, a teacher, your mind is tired, right? Because you may not have a physically demanding job, but you have a mentally demanding job. So you're always using your mind. So emotionally, if you're in a situation where there's a lot of drama, if you're in a relationship that's kind of on the rocks, if you're raising kids, maybe teenagers or toddlers or whatever, you can be mentally exhausted. And so, y'all, when you put that together, when you are physically, mentally, and emotionally exhausted, that's leading on the road to burnout. And this is a chronic state, which means more than normal, more than temporary, repetitive. And for many of us, when we get to burnout, we feel like this is just how life is because it's been that way for so long. And it doesn't have to be. So when you are in the burnout stage, rest don't matter. It doesn't matter if you're sleeping. It doesn't matter if you are getting 8 hours of sleep. You're still waking up dreading the day, right? And for some of you watching this, you know exactly the feeling I'm explaining because you may have had it this morning when you woke up, right? You woke up, you had a full night's sleep, right? And you woke up and you're like, oh my goodness. Or you woke up and you feel nothing and you just going through the motions because burnout can lead to being numb. And so you don't feel anything. Burnout is caused by prolonged stress. What does that mean? Like we talked about previously, you have been stressed out for so long that that has become a way of life and it has become what you expect. For you, things getting better or things being better, you don't see that because this is just how life is supposed to be. Well, I'm a mom and just this is just what it is. I'm a wife, it just is what it is. I work, this just is what it is. And it doesn't have to be that way. It does not have to be that way. You overextend yourself because you feel like you're obligated. You're not. You're not. Let me free somebody today. You are not. So let's do a quick self-check, right? If you have a day off and a good night's sleep, right? Say you call in tomorrow and you take off, or let's just say Monday, because tomorrow's Saturday. Let's say if Monday you take off and you're like, hey, I'm gonna take care of me today. I'm gonna drink me some water. I'm gonna eat I'm gonna eat some good food. I'm going to give my body some nutrients, and I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do or do nothing. If you wake up the next day and you're ready to go. You're excited. You're not dragging. You probably were tired. Now it may take 1 or 2 days. Let's be realistic, but you're tired. Right? But if rest does not help and you continue to feel detached or you continue to feel resentful, these are things that happen when you are burnt out. You feel resentful because so and so is only working 10 hours and you volunteered to work 15 hours. And so now you're mad. So and so only signed her children up for one sport. You signed yours up for 3 sports, and so now you're mad. Right? We become resentful. We become emotionally detached. I'm just here. I just go to bed, wake up, go to work, come home. Go to bed, wake up, go to work, come home. That's what happens when you are burnout. So let me tell you some signs to look at when you're tired. If you're yawning, if you're low energy, if you're sluggish, you know how you just be moving so slow throughout the day? You're probably tired. Y'all, have you ever been so tired where you're like, I have got to go to sleep right now? Like, I remember being so tired. I remember being so tired one time that I took my daughter to cheer. And y'all, before she got out that car, I had put that car in park and I was like this. And I got me a good nap out there. I got a good nap while she was at cheer. But I was tired. I had been going all day, and so I was tired. But when I woke up, I was refreshed. Right? I was able to drive home, get dinner cooked, and do all the things I had to do and all the things I wanted to do, so I was refreshed. Sometimes when you're tired, you have a temporary, again, that's the key word, temporary, temporary lack of motivation, right? You just need to stop and refill your cup. You just need to stop and rest. You need to change some things around. Maybe you need to change your sleeping habits. So put your phone down like an hour before you're going to go to sleep. Turn all the lights out in your room. Play some, I think it's called lo-fi music or white noise or something like that. And really get your mind in the routine of going to bed. Because some of us are just tired because our sleep routines aren't well. But if you are burnout, right? If you are burned out, and sometimes being booked and busy, if it's not aligned with your goals, leads to you being burnt out. Sometimes carrying that mental load of doing everything for everybody, having to manage everything for everybody, keeps you burnt out, right? Not filling your cup, not pursuing your goals and your dreams, but only ever serving other people, that leads to burnout. And as women, we have a really bad habit of doing that. So what are the signs of burnout? Now, when I say these signs, if this is you, you don't have to put it in the chat. You don't have to tag your friend unless you feel like they need to learn. But we don't have to tell people's business because some of them might be an older version of me. Let's just be honest. And so let's see. So the signs of burnout are constant exhaustion, even after rest. You feel emotionally drained. You feel numb. Y'all, you start to lose the passion for the things you once enjoyed. If I ever come and tell you that I don't have an interest in Hallmark movies, I just don't even care about them, y'all, I'm probably burnt out. I'm probably burnt out, and I'm not burnt out on that. I could be burnt out on seeing clients. I could be burnt out on doing direct care. I could be burnt out on cooking every day. I could be burnt out on just living for everybody and never pouring into me. But it starts to impact the things that you do enjoy, right? So you start to lose interest in that. You struggle to focus or you feel irritable. You feel irritable. And I'm talking about small things irritate you. They aggravate you. They agitate you. They trigger you. Small things because your body is not resting. It's not rejuvenating. If you feel like you have to push through, even when your body, because listening to your body is so important. When you're listening to your body and it's saying, hey, I need to rest. Hey, we need to take a break. Hey, we need to do some self-care. Hey, today needs to just be about us. If your body is saying that and you're like, no, I got to push through. I got to push through. I got to push through. And it's not something you want to do. It's something you feel like you got to do. You're probably exhibiting signs of burnout. And so again, what causes burnout? Carrying the mental load in your household or at work. Lack of boundaries. The B word. Lack of boundaries. When you don't have boundaries, then you can suffer from burnout because you're going to overcommit. Because you're going to allow everybody to have an opinion and speak that opinion to you about your life. And so you're taking in all these different voices and you can't even hear your voice. And you're not doing your self-care. So there's nothing about your life that you're enjoying anymore. You're living your life for other people. And so you become burnt out. Did you know you can get burnt out doing something you love if you don't have a variation? You can get burnt out doing something you love if you don't have boundaries and if you don't have a variation of other things. We see this a lot in the helping field, right? I love what I do as a therapist. I love sitting in front of people, watching the light bulb go off. I love that. But there was a time where that led me to burnout because there was lack of boundaries in that area or in other areas, right? Maybe the places I worked. There was a lack of boundaries with me overcommitting, right? I took on things. I didn't learn how to effectively compartmentalize. I wasn't always doing that. And so the thing I love burned me out. And I had to fix me and address the things that led me to burnout so that I could return to the thing I love without being burnout. Right? So now that we've gone over being tired and being burnout, I want you to think about which one sounds more like you right now. Do you feel like you are more tired or do you feel like you are more burnout? Let's talk about how to recover from these. So, again, if you're tired, you're going to prioritize a deep rest, right? Not necessarily a cat nap, but you need really good sleep and rest. You're going to hydrate. Y'all, if I eat too much sugar, my body is so sluggish. It's so different. It's like you get the itis really bad. But when you're eating better, you can feel it. I went through this thing where I read something that said you should drink a glass of water in the morning, right? So I went through this time where I was really consistent with that. And I promise you, when I would drink that water in the morning, it's the first thing you're supposed to do. When I would drink that water, y'all, I literally felt like I could feel my organs waking up. So you're going to hydrate and fuel your body. And then you're going to unplug from screens and overstimulation, because that can cause us to be tired. Our eyes are tired. Our mind is tired. We're always on the computer, on the phone. There's billboards. There's radios, all the things. So we just need to unplug. But if you are burnout, if you are like Katisha, this burnout, this feel like me. This exhaustion, this beyond tired, this is me. What can I do? Because I'm tired of being a zombie. I'm tired of being emotionally numb. This is what you can do. Step back and reevaluate what is actually draining you. Right? Have a hard conversation, or it may not be hard. Have a conversation with yourself. What is actually draining you? And then you're going to set some boundaries. You're going to set boundaries. And sometimes boundaries is not you saying no to other people. Sometimes boundaries is you saying no to you. So you're going to set some boundaries. You're going to delegate. I have to say it slow sometimes so y'all can get it, because I know how hard it is to do these things. So sometimes I'm talking slow to myself in the camera. You got to delegate, and you got to remove non-essential tasks. Things that you don't like doing, things that you don't have to do, things that other people around you can do, even if it's not the way you would do it. Right? Even if it's not the way you would do it. We have to empower people around us, family, friends, coworkers, whatever, to do some things that they can do. So we're going to delegate. We're going to engage in active recovery, not just sleeping, but you're going to find things that bring you joy. Whether it's walking outside in nature, or fishing, or going on a weekend getaway, or reading a book. You're going to find things that bring you joy, and it's like putting life back into yourself. Right? And then you're going to seek support. Now, that support can be a counselor. That support can be a friend. That support can be a clergy. Whoever that support is, you need someone who is going to hold space for you, but also, I don't want to say stretch you, but stretch you. Because it can be easy to sit in these spaces and talk about the changes we need to make and never get to making the change. Because sometimes talking about the change feels good. Talking about the change feels like we have done something. And you have. You have started the conversation. But after talking comes doing. And so you need to make sure you have the right support. So today, if today's live made you realize that you are running on empty, I need you to pause and reset. Because too many of us women are running on empty. And actually, our line is below the E, so we should have already gotten support of some kind. So I want you to comment below how you are committing over the next week, the next 5 days, to giving yourself something you need. And then I want you to share this video with another woman that you know who needs that support as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this has been helpful, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a good night.